Hello guys, so today in this video I am going to talk about how to create a discharge summary and discharge planning using AI. So first thing is, let's see a case. Now this is Priyank Sharma, the same old patient that we have been working with in other videos also. And the patient was admitted due to appendicitis. These are all fictitious notes that I have generated. But ultimately what I want you to see is this patient had presented with pain in abdomen on the right side and nausea and fever. And then what all we did, investigations to reach a diagnosis. Then there was final diagnosis. There was a surgical plan. There was pre-anesthetic checkup. Then pre-operative tests were done. And this is the operation note by the surgeon, immediate post-operative notes, then post-operative day 1, day 2, and surgeon's note where the surgeon says he's ready for discharge, nursing care notes and follow-up. So this is just a case sheet, typical case sheet, how it looks like. Now we want to discharge this patient. So here what I want to stress is that usually we tend to go and give a prompt to an AI to create a discharge note. That is not actually the right method of doing so. The right method is first we should determine that what all should be a part of our discharge note, because discharge notes will vary from specialty to specialty and illness to illness based on what should be included and what should be not. But here, let's see, we want to create a case where we want to show how to create a discharge summary for a post-operative patient. So first thing we'll do is we'll go to Claude. So right now, as you can see, I am on this free plan in Claude. You don't have to pay for it. Now, what I want to first create is that what all should be the components of a discharge summary. So I'm going to tell Claude, for educational purposes, I want to create a discharge summary for a post-operative case of appendicitis. Can you help me with what all headings should be there in a discharge summary for this kind of a case? And I have pressed buttons. So now what I'm asking Claude is basically what all should I include in a discharge summary? This is important because as a human being, I will usually tend to write only those things which I have been taught in my college or in my hospital. But to make a proper discharge summary, we should try to adhere to standards. So I am asking Claude to generate what should be a part of the discharge summary. So now it says the standard patient discharge headings for post-appendectomy should be this: patient demographics, chief complaint, history of illness, past medical history, hospital course, physical examination, lab and diagnostic results, procedures done. So you can see that all these things it wants to add in the discharge summary. But in my experience and understanding, this will make it extremely long. So let me ask that also to Claude. The output that you have given will practically make the discharge summary several pages long because it is the complete output of the case sheet. Shouldn't discharge summary be a shorter document? Let's say what it says. So now it says it can be a more brief thing. So this is a very good example, which I did not plan, but it has come out like this. But this is a good example that whatever AI output comes, you can and should question AI on it. Sometimes it overdoes things, and we are in our place, right, to we should ask it that is it the right way of doing it. So this is now it says this is a shorter summary. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, that this should be the content of discharge summary, and then ask Claude to generate a prompt that it should be able to generate a discharge summary. So let's copy just these parts, not the entire thing. You'll copy this. We'll start a new. And here I'm going to just paste within this, the stuff that we have copied. And on top of it, I'm going to ask Claude to generate a prompt. Your task is to generate a prompt using which an AI agent can create a discharge summary from the records of a patient. The discharge summary's ideal composition has been given below. So now you see I'm using Claude itself to tell me the right content of a discharge summary, and based on that, we will have a prompt. Now, when this prompt is given to us, we will copy this prompt in Notion in the database of our prompts, as you have seen from the previous videos of mine. So it has given me an entire list. Let's go through it before we copy it. So your role is for medical documentation, instructions, required output format. It has given a nice format. And critical guidelines are accuracy, conciseness. I didn't know it conciseness is a word. I was not aware of this. So, okay, so conciseness is a word. I always thought that maybe using the term brief or something like that would be better, but conciseness does turn out to be a word. Okay, great. Some new learning. These are quality checks, input format expected and all. So let's just copy this entire prompt. And now we'll go back to Notion. Now, if you remember in our EMR, I had shown you that there was a database for prompts. This was a database for prompts. Here I'm going to create a new prompt saying PMT. This is a short form for prompt. Discharge summary, post-op. And inside this, I'll open this, and here I will paste the prompt. Now, if you remember, we will use this prompt to generate a discharge summary. So now let's go back to the patient. Patient is Priyank Sharma. We'll open Priyank Sharma's case. In the various cases, this is the one on September 24th, admission due to appendicitis. Let's open this and we'll make it full screen. Now we have the complete case with us. And now I'm going to tell the AI that using PMT discharge summary as prompt, create a discharge summary for this patient and append it at the bottom of the current record. So let's see what it does. It has already got access to this page, which is called admission due to appendicitis, and I have given it access to uh, this prompt of discharge summary post-op. Let's see what the AI does here. So you will see it is first going to access those pages, and now it is going to generate it in the same format as given by the prompt. So it is still working while we can see what it is doing. Once this sign changes, we would know that the working has stopped and it has pasted it at the bottom. We can even ask it to create a new page if we want to create a discharge summary in a new page so that we can export it as a PDF or something like this. It says appended a discharge summary to the bottom of this page. Want me to export this section as a PDF. Exactly what I was talking, that we can export that section as a PDF so that we can print it print it and give it to the patient. But first, let's go to the bottom. We have the discharge summary here. Now here you can see what the AI has done. name, age, MRN number, admission and discharge date. Then the primary diagnosis, brief hospital course presented with 24 hours of so and so, blah, blah. Then underwent uneventful laparoscopic appendectomy on 9/25, that is 25th of September. Post-operative course was stable. Post-operative day number 2, afebrile with stable vitals. Discharge condition is stable with these vitals. These vitals, it has picked up from the post-operative day 2. So you can see BP is 120/76 and HR is 78. So it has picked up the same things from there. Discharge medication, again, I think the medication was mentioned, yes. So the surgeon's note said cefixime and paracetamol for so-and-so date and so-and-so dose. It has picked it up from there. Activity and diet as prescribed, follow-up, patient education about wound care, and quality checks that all identify dates and diagnosis instructions verified against the record. New changed medication listed only. Follow-up is specific and dated. Safety warnings have been included. So this is the ideal discharge summary that we can generate. Now, some of you may have a question that, do I have to create a prompt for every single kind of disease? No, you don't have to. We can have a generic prompt also. But sometimes some surgeons or some doctors want a specialty based or a disease based discharge summary in which certain extra points have to be included. So, for helping those surgeons or doctors who want a specialty or disease specific discharge summary, I have shown this. Otherwise, you can create a generic discharge summary template also. But just remember that do it in 2 steps. Step 1, ask the AI to generate a discharge summary. And then using that ideal content, should we make the prompt? And then using the prompt and the patient record, we can create this kind of a discharge summary. Now, some of you had asked in my previous video that how am I ensuring the privacy of the patient in this case. So let me tell you that instead of showing you any specific EMR which I am using, I try to show everything in Notion because it allows me to show the main AI functionality to you and not focus on the particular brand's EMR. The second part is that the content inside Notion, what I show you, is also fictitious. And the third part is all content inside Notion is encrypted. So you can use the templates of Notion. But just remember that the AI agent which you want to use, and it need not be Notion at all, it can be anything outside Notion also. It should follow the HIPAA guidelines if you are in US, or GDPR if you are in Europe, or DPDP like in India. So whichever country you are in, make sure that whatever agent you are using, buy that version which is following those guidelines. So I hope I have been able to show you how to create a great discharge summary through utilizing AI. Thank you.